What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today we're going to look at a segment of my collection. We're going to look at all of my CH knives because I got a new one and I'm really excited about it. But let's start with the stuff that I already had. Now, recently, I uploaded a video on this. This is the CH Knives Butcher 2. This is an excellent knife. It is titanium and it is S35VN. Of course, I like a good butcher knife, that is. I love this thing. Since we're talking about butchers, we'll talk about the other CH knife I have that's a butcher knife, at least in that shape. This is the Toucans. Again, I don't know why it's plural. It is but one knife, but hey, there you go. That is the Toucans. This... it's got full-length blue backspacer. It is G10. It is running on bearings. This is a great knife. I love this thing. Another old part of my collection and a deep personal favorite is the 3504 in titanium and S35VN. This, well, I don't know, shape-wise and design-wise, quite frankly, this is just about the perfect basic pocket knife. If you asked me to design a knife, this is pretty much what I would draw out, which is why I haven't bothered, because this is already here. Next is another old knife. I've had this, God, for a year or more, a little more than that. This is the 3507. I have not done a video on this yet, but I will. This is M390 and titanium running on bearings. It is basically open construction with a little bit of a backspacer. That runs, that acts as the spacer back here as well. This is a very simple and straightforward knife in many ways, but I love this blade shape. It is a little bit tanto. It's got this beautiful down turn. Anyway, look, we're going to get a video on this. Today, we're just going to share what I've got. And then, well, let's do it this way so that we can get a little room. Okay. Now, last on the list is another one of their D2 and G10 knives. This is the Nighthawk, and this is just a fun and funky knife. I think this is the last G10 and D2 CH knife that I purchased. It's got milled out spots here for your fingers, which I think you can see if I do it this way. The liners are actually set into the G10. It's got almost a full length G10 backspacer. It has a really interesting just stamped clip that works exceptionally well. This knife is very, very comfortable. I love the Wharncliffe blade. Basically, it's got this huge, really useful finger choil. You can just bear down on this knife like crazy. And it's comfortable. It is. It's just a really comfortable knife to hold. It's got some really nice jimping here. It's kind of slippery, but it's there. And you can just drop this thing shut. You can flick it. You can use the flipper. I'll do a video on this too. Maybe. I don't know. It's just a great knife. This is the Nighthawk. So what's new? These are my existing CH knives. What did I do? What did I do? Well, what I did was this. This is the 3519 by CH Knives. It is G10. It is D2, it is running on bearings, and this is a spectacular knife. It's got these cutouts that show the steel liners on the inside. Look at that blade. Look at that blade. This is 3 and a little over 3/4 inches of cutting surface on 4 inches of D2. The overall knife is 8 3/4 inches long. It is actually relatively light because the liners are milled out like crazy on the inside. This is comfortable and beautiful. They've swedged it here and here, excuse me. But in the unswedged area, right here at the top of the high flat grind, you can see this is about 4 millimeters, excuse me, a little over 4 millimeters of D2. This is a great knife. I have mentioned in some of my videos that I'm sort of leaning out of G10 and D2. And it's because right now, that stuff is legion out there. Everybody's making it. But, Maybe that's my problem and not the knives. Because these, well, let's just talk about those. These knives are fan-freaking-tastic. They are fun, they are attractive, they are useful, they are just interesting, and they're $30 or $35. I mean, you cannot beat that with a stick. You get unique blade shapes, you get interesting milling and cutouts on the handles, you get thoughtful designs for $35. You know, the reason I picked this up, this wonderful new knife, is because in one of my last videos, and I think it was actually the one for the butcher, somebody asked me to share more CH knives. And I realized that I had some that I hadn't shown you yet. I also realized that I should poke around and see what was out there. Now, again, I don't think this is new. I mean, it might be. It's hard to tell, right? They don't really have like release parties for their stuff. You'll poke around on Amazon and suddenly there's just something new to look at. This is what I found. If you like a good big knife, I mean, look at the flat on this edge right here. It is perfect for push cuts. Just enough belly for, you know, for work up close, and it's got a nice sharp tip on it if you need something really accurate. This is a really well thought out knife. And it's just awesome looking. Also, it ain't bad for gas station fights. I'm telling you, that is a really stabby knife. And that makes me happy. And the action. I haven't done anything to this. I mean, here's the box. This thing showed up just yesterday, actually. And I opened it, looked at it, and decided I was going to do a video on it. Now, I haven't had a chance to carry it, but look, I can tell you how it's going to carry because I have its siblings. This pocket clip has good spring, good ramp, enough room for jeans. You know, you got a little bit of knife sticking out there, but not much. It's going to ride the pocket very well, and it's just going to work every time you want it to. And for the amount of money you're going to spend on this, if this thing is appealing to you, go get one. Or get one of these. Or get one of these. Or, you know, anything. If you want to spend a little more money than the $35 or $30 range, wherever these land, the butcher here was $112. The 3507 in M390 and titanium, which, by the way, this titanium, I don't think it's going to show up on camera, is actually milled. It's textured. You can see the large mill lines, but there's small lines in there as well that allow a lot of grip. I think this was $80, $75. And then, of course, there's my personal favorite of all this. This is the 3504. I think this was $90 on AliExpress, but you can find them in other places. This is so much knife for not a lot of money. It really, really is. And I guess that's what I'm after here. I wanted to share this with you. A few of these are going to get their own videos down the road. This video is primarily about this, the 3519, because I'm just all over this thing, man. If you want a big knife that does not cost a lot of money, that is comfortable in hand and exceptionally useful, the 3519 is just the way to go. Now, they have these on, I don't know if they have these on White Mountain Knives, but I do know they have them on Amazon. You should get one. Everybody should have one. I think it's that good. I really do. I have expensive knives. More expensive, I imagine, than my wife women carry knives would like. So when I say I know the difference between a really high-end knife and an inexpensive knife, I have the materials laying around to really make that the truth. But I have knives, particularly where these three are concerned, that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars more than these, and you do not get hundreds and hundreds of dollars more in knife. What you get is a name brand and a more well-known company. You do not get really a better knife. This, for $100, is unfrickin' believable. But frankly, this, for 28 or 35, I don't know, guys. It's less than $40 by quite a bit. Man, that is a stellar, stellar knife. Now, all of their G10 and D2 knives, at least the ones that I've seen, have the same sort of kind of rough stone wash, call it a working finish, if you will. That helps with a lot of things. It keeps rust and stuff from showing because it is D2 and you'll get it wet. You may get a little bit of color on there. It also helps keep it from showing a lot of scarring. You can really use these things before the blade shows wear. Now, I know out there right now that Woodland Tactical, Zeb, I hear ya, is saying, baton them! I'm not going to do that. Because I don't do that with my knives. I don't know how they'd hold up to that, but let's face it, most of us aren't doing that with their knives. Now, am I telling you that this is the knife collection that you should have? No, of course not. This is just part of mine, and I really enjoy it. And frankly, I think if you're into knives for design as well as function, you'll probably be into it too. So if you get a chance to pick up a CH knife, any of these would serve you. I, of course, am a huge fan of these in general. That's why I have them and have kept them. I have sold others that I don't really enjoy. But if you're looking for a good, functional, useful knife in a design that is, oh God, this thing is good. The 3519 is the one that I will absolutely recommend. If you get a chance to pick one of these up, go for it. If you've already got one, tell me what you think about it down in the comments. I would love to hear. Tell me what CH knives you already have or which ones you'd like to get. Thank you so much for watching. This has been A Therapeutic Edge. You guys have been my kick-ass audience. I'll see you next time.